It's amazing the things that we find in our neighbourhood that we haven't noticed before or haven't ventured into or got to know. Same with the people, not just places. But this woodland area I saw the other day when I was filming another clip, and I realised I hadn't been in this part of the park despite living near it for on and off for 40 years. I have lived away, but my family home has been in this area for 40 odd years. So when I was filming that particular clip, I thought, right, I'm going to come back and I'm going to discover this part. It could be a false memory, of course. Perhaps I did go through this wood as a child. I imagine I would have. Could have been bigger, maybe it filled more of the park. Maybe I went through it quickly with friends, didn't pay it any real attention. And now, of course, as an adult, we see things differently. We notice things maybe by going slower. And there's probably other parts of the park I've focused on that are closer to my home. So today, it's a nice day. It has been raining for a good few days, so there might be mudded areas, but I'm going to discover it with you on this clip. I'm going to see which way the paths take me and what I notice. Because doing that in our local area can be very, very special. And this is new, this feels new, so even though it's based in a place I know very well, this is new to me. And of course, seeing it through the cameras I'm recording isn't exactly seeing it, but I wanted to do this with fresh eyes for this clip. I wanted to see it at the same time you're seeing it. Very rarely do we get to do that. I didn't want anything planned in my head that I was going to say. I wanted to watch it back later and hear what I say and notice other things that I probably haven't commented on. You know, when I watch the clip, there'll be lots of things and I think, gosh, I didn't see those as I was talking away. But the camera might be unsteady at certain parts because obviously I don't know the lay of the land, and I might be turning. I try not to jolt the camera as I'm looking off to the side, but you don't know. So I'm sure I'll come back and photograph lots of parts here, because already I'm seeing beautiful, beautiful areas. And there's many paths I could take. So what I'm doing is something I love doing. I'm just following my feet. I'm letting my feet choose. So if I come to a part where I think, oh, this could go off that way, it could go off another way, I'm just allowing my feet to walk. I'm not making any choices. I can always come back another day and walk, perhaps even film another route, or just walk it. We'll see. So many different diversions. So many beautiful, beautiful trees, all different. Different leaves, different branches, different barks, everything. It's beautiful. Normally I have the same walk in the park and I alter it a little bit. Some parts I don't do if it's too muddy. But I think because there's other things that pull your eyes, or you're on a particular route, that you stick to those things. Now we miss out on so much, don't we? If we always do the same route, go the same places, see the same things, when does anything change? pausing as that plane goes overhead. I always wonder where people are off to. So part of the theme for this year, my birthday year, so from last year to April this year, as opposed to the January-December year, my theme for myself has been newness. Trying to pack in a bit of newness each week, if I can. And so far, it's been really wonderful. It's allowed me to try so many different things, which I do anyway. I'm not someone who sticks to routine or the same things constantly, so I am used to it, but I wanted to really go for different things, and I have. And I found that it hasn't just been one thing each week. There's generally been a few things. And of course I might be stretching it a little to say this is new. I get that, but today is definitely new. I feel it. I feel that sense of wonder of I don't know where this will take me. And travel has been a big part of my life, especially my 40s, so the decade that's coming to an end in April. I set myself a challenge of 40 countries in my 40s, and I reached it. And that's been amazing in itself. But I realised this past year that there was a lot, because of obviously COVID, not being able to travel and other things that have prevented my travel, that there were lots of things linked to travel that I love. It's obviously not just travel, but there's the discovery part, the exploration part, that feeling of awe. And I set about wanting that and giving myself the opportunity to feel it in my own area. So this newness every week is part of it. I saw a post on Facebook where somebody had put under a travel account, I think it was, go somewhere new every year or something. And I commented on that and I said, I'd much prefer go somewhere new once a month or even once a week. And I remember thinking at the time, gosh, I can do that. That's possible. A bit of newness, not necessarily to go somewhere new, but have a bit of newness every week. Because there's newness everywhere, isn't there, really? We get used to being a certain person, doing a certain thing, a certain way of life. We get stuck in routine. As I said, that's not necessarily part of who I am. I don't necessarily like that idea of too much routine. Certain things you have to do, but I like the idea of discovery. Discovering, seeing, allowing, noticing, being. I love all those things. And I've loved in my 40s, and prior to that I've travelled as well, but I've loved who it's made me. And I see those differences between myself and other people, of that openness that I have, that willingness. How I look at things is often different. So finding these woods the other day, and I say finding them, they've always been there, it's me actually noticing that there's something different and there's something accessible. Maybe at the start when I was doing the clips of the trees that go to the left of these woods, I think maybe I just thought there were more trees. I don't know how I did not see them. But anyway, that's a whole thing to analyse, isn't it? But just walking through here today, it's been so refreshing. You can obviously see the work that's being done here, so it could be it looks completely different from when I've previously noticed it, maybe. And obviously it'll be completely different from my childhood. They're obviously creating paths, and you can see with the branches at the side, they're obviously going to mark that path. And I hope, you know, the local schools can get access here and use of it. I'm sure they do, because this is brilliant for forest schooling. You know, all those techniques that children now learn, those sessions that they have, which I think would be fantastic. So this is my newness for today. There's another part you might see beyond there. There's a bit of grass, and then it goes into other woods, and I'm not sure. I'm going to stop filming and maybe just walk that without filming, or start a new clip, I don't know. But the idea of newness, somewhere in your locality, but perhaps somewhere you go to every day and there's a part that you haven't accessed or seen or even acknowledged. Like, you know, for me this feels completely new. I know it isn't, because these trees you know, are old enough to tell me that it's not new. So it does make me wonder how I would have accessed it as a child, because, you know, I'm pretty sure I did. But I do live the opposite side of it, and there's lots of grassy areas there, so maybe I didn't. You know, it is feasible that there's a path that runs through the park. There's local tennis courts just to the left of here. I definitely played there. And into, you know, my teens and early 20s, I definitely played tennis there. So I'm so pleased I've walked it today and that I've filmed it as well. And I hope you find some newness in your locality. That's what this is about, really, just to encourage other people to see what's new in their areas. Walk somewhere, you don't have to film it like me, but, you know, where can you discover? We don't always have to go abroad, and now obviously people are finding it difficult financially to experience new things, get abroad or get somewhere else in the UK or wherever they live, whichever country they're based in. So go and discover in your own area. It's wonderful. I'm finding new things that obviously, if I visited them as a child with school or family, over decades they've changed. So it's like seeing somewhere new, really. So yeah. And obviously if you want to take on my every week a bit of newness, please do. It's out there for sharing. It's certainly something I've enjoyed immensely. So hopefully today you'll try something new. It could be a new podcast, a new series, different lunch. Sit somewhere different for your lunch. Have a different type of hot drink. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be amazing. It's just, you know, get outside the bed if you can, on the other side. Just something new. See how it feels. Just that changing of habits can be wonderful for our minds and our happiness, our health and well-being. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed discovering this with me. I've enjoyed walking through and filming it, so enjoy the rest of your day.